Hello everyone, I'm FARMERSIM and welcome back to Deutschland. I do hope you're doing very well and having an awesome day. So yeah, here we are, back on Deutschland. It's been a couple of weeks since we've done an episode on here, isn't it? I've been looking forward to getting back on here, I must admit. Just with so much going on in the world of FARMERSIM at the minute. Obviously we've had some wonderful maps come out these last few weeks, one of them being, as some of you may be aware, the Vintage Oaks. Started a new series on there. I just couldn't resist, could I? It's an absolute scorcher of a map, quite frankly. So it's kept me busy. Now I know I've kind of taken on, it was one of my viewers, Merchant of Karma, if you're watching. Hello mate, hope you're well. You actually asked me the question the other day in the comments of one of the videos. He said, how many series have you got running at the minute? And I had to sit back and think, oh, hang on, what have I got? And it's, at the minute I'm running 5 series. Now obviously if I had all the time in the world and if I could make a video from start to finish and get it edited, rendered and released in a day, then you guys would have one a day essentially. I'm on the wrong side of the road there. Oops. See, too used to the Vintage Oaks. I mean, driving on UK sides. Yeah, he asked me how many I was running, and it's 5. And obviously, like I say, I just don't have all the time in the world to be able to make one episode per day, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's just completely unachievable. And I kind of did appreciate that when I started, especially when I started like the Vintage Oaks, for example. But in my mind, I just kind of thought, you know what, I'm just gonna take them as they come. You know, I'm gonna try and keep as rigorously as I can to my release schedule, which is generally, as a rule, at the minute, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and release whichever one that takes my fancy at the time, within reason, of course. You know, making sure I alternate and don't leave one out for too long, if that makes any sense. Right, so as you can see, it's we're now in, sorry if I bring up the heads-up display, we're now in the 2nd day of October, bright and early, 20 to 8 in the morning, just mucking out the cows, getting rid of the manure, and we'll do the same with the slurry as well, bring it up here to the biogas plant, so we can get a bit of money in the bank, because as you can see, the money ain't great at the minute, is it? 26,700 quid, that'll go up by not very much in a minute. See what we get per trailer of manure, and I think we've got about 30,000 litres of slurry in the tank there, which we'll do the same with. We also have over in our bunker, now I forget exactly what number we've got, what we got there, 653 euros. Oh, see, there you go again. I mean pounds, not euros. My mistake. But yeah, we've got several 100,000 litres of silage there fermenting. It's 92% fermented, so I'm hoping possibly today we might be able to get our hands on that, but we shall see. But the idea with that is entirely to earn from it. We do still have our grass fields that are growing. Now there's not much in the way of field work on our own fields that we can get done today. The wheat is growing, the canola is growing, the oat is growing, the grass is growing. We do still have to work in the vineyards. I honestly, God's honest truth, I need to fully understand what it is I've got to do with them. It's shameful, isn't it? This far into FARMERSIM 22, we're literally, I suppose we're all waiting in anticipation for the release of FARMERSIM 25 on November the 12th. And here I am, still unsure as to what exactly to do with grapes. The kind of the new crop that came with this game, it's pretty bad, isn't it? But what can I say? I'm sure I'm not on my own with that, am I? There'll be other people who haven't really done much with grapes. So anyway, yeah, I need to fully get my head around exactly what it is I've got to do to them when it comes to the mulching or the preparation and the fertilising and whatnot, you know. So now this area here is a bit tricky, as you can see. I'm almost certain it's not my bucket that's the problem. It's this loading area. It just won't pick anything. It leaves a good chunk of it, and because of the way the ground, I mean, because the ground has got all these custom textures, and I mean they're gorgeous, don't get me wrong, but I've got a funny feeling that it's these things that are kind of creating some kind of visual and collision conflict, because I just can't pick all that up for love nor money. So, oh hello, you see now it's picked it up. Oh goodness me, it picked it up. So is that how I've got to try and do it? Kind of glitch the thing into the ground. I don't want to try that hard. The last time I tried this a few episodes back, the bucket got stuck in the ground and the JCB started literally standing on its end. Yeah. Oh, goodness me. I don't want to do that, do I? Tip it back out again. Now I can't pick it up again. Oh, this is crazy. Well, what we got? 7,205 litres. I mean, it's better than nothing, isn't it? But no. For the purposes of not boring you guys to tears with desperately trying to remove some digital manure from the floor, we'll just get rid of what we've got. And as I say, we've got 30 odd thousand litres of slurry in the tank as well. So we need to get that loaded into biogas plant, try and get as much money as we can into the bank. Because it's not particularly well blessed at the minute. We've got, if I pop into our production systems menu, or in fact I shall just use Mr. Haythornthwaite's time-saving stock checks, it's way quicker. We have got 2,730 litres of red wine currently processing away in the wine cellar, with a maximum value of just over 17 grand, so that's pretty good. If I go down to our production systems and just have a quick look as to what's in there at the minute, 730 litres, we've only got 15,500 litres of grapes left, 5,200 empty wine bottles. I can't even bring myself to say 5,200 litres of empty wine bottles. That's there's just something inherently wrong with that. But anyway, right, so another quick trip to the biogas plant. I'll just park that there for now. Turn the lights off, turn the engine off. We'll go get rid of this. Now what I have done, you might be able to see in the top of the screen there, field 19, I have taken on a little contract. Again, because we don't have much going on in our own fields right now, everything seems to be pretty much done. All the nitrogen and pH levels are all fine in all the fields. Well, you know the score, don't you? There's nothing I've got to do. So, I've taken on a contract. I'm going to jump in cab actually for that because it's considerably quieter. It's just a cultivating contract over in field 19, which is just up the road next to the little roundabout system in the little town. So we're going to jump in our 1050, hook up the horse and get cultivating. It's paying around about 4.5 grand, I think, so it's better than nothing. It'll take us over the 30 grand mark for sure. I suppose we may well hit that, possibly. I'm going to drive on the right side of the road this time. There we go. Come on, tractor. Do your job. Drag us up this hill. Right, so I'm going to get the last of this manure tipped, load up the slurry tank as well and get that tipped up here, and I'll pick you up when we're ready to load up with the 1050 and go and get this contract completed. Right, well, that's all the manure and the slurry taken care of for today. Let me just see if I can boom that out into there. There we go. Hopefully that'll work. Now obviously just need to top up the cows with their straw. Right. There we go. Get them securely left in there. Oh, I think I might have said this before, haven't I? But it's a bit of an annoying one that that gate opens that way, because that's where I need to get to. Kind of have to spin it round in the meadow here, in the pasture. Why is it as soon as I want to get in there, all the cows want to aim for there as well? I do hate driving through cows. Come on. Spot a gap. There we go. Don't come through the wall, silly. Goodness me. Right, where are we? Where's my trigger? There we are. Lovely stuff. So, hopefully this will get them almost full. They had 7,000 litres of straw. We've given them two 9,000 litre bales here. There's 8,000 litre bales, another two. But once we've got this done, we need to top them up with a bit of water. As you can see, they're running low on water as well. So we'll, because I did have to remove the automatic water feeding system from this one, as it was causing a few issues. I'm going to hitch up the tanker, take it down to the water source point, which is just down the hill down there. There we go. That's not quite us yet. Where are we at now? Almost full. Almost full. So yeah, I'll get this finished off, hook up the water tanker, go get him a drink, and then it'll be time to crack on with the contract. Right, so if I remember correctly, this is a water fill point just here, so I should be able to just pull up, open my top cover. Where's my heads-up display? Have I missed the trigger there? Start filling. Alright, it's a little bit off there. There we go though, that'll do. And it's free, I'm not losing any money from this. I do love this little area down here though, this water mill, the big water wheel there. It's absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? Careful not to fall off. I love this old dam. It is a beautiful map, this it really is. Some of the details are just incredible. Love it. So, where are we at now? 100%. Lovely stuff. Right, so let's just see how we can may as well reverse our way back down here. There we go. That'll do. Just nicely. Excellent. Right, back to the cows. Give them a drink. And let's crack on. There we go. All sorted now. That's them sorted for the day. The pigs are all good. The sheep are all good. I did shift there. There was a little bit of manure next to the sheep there from the pigs. There was only about 1,200 litres, so that's currently sat in the bucket still. We'll keep that there. There's no point going all the way up to the BGA for that. So we made, all in all, from the slurry and the manure, we made just over 2 grand, 2,046 to be precise. So obviously it's not massive money, is it? But it's better in the bank than sat in a pile of poop on the floor, I suppose. But yeah, right, is that us? Are we completely empty there? Yep, they've taken the lot. Let's have a look in the menu there. Water, almost full. It's green. That's good enough. There we go. Right, nice one. Have we got enough room to spin around here? Of course I have. There we go. Park this up tidily now. Just here. PTO cables, drop that off. Lovely. Right, okay. I'm going to drive over my chick there. Right, let's get back round to the yard here and we'll dig out the 1050. We might need to drop the horse into the workshop again and just unequip it from its seeding function. And go and crack on with this contract. Right, that's the cultivator all sorted out. We've unattached, unequipped the seeding function. So now it is just a cultivator. So we need to make our way around to field 19. But in order to do that, I'm going to have to take the long way around because if I was to turn left down here, go down through that farm there, we'd have to encounter the relatively narrow archway. And it does fit through. I can fight it through, but I'm not going to do that because it just looks stupid. But because the back wheels on this, it has a slightly wider track, and it kind of bumps over into the walls and makes a bit of a mess of things. So try and do it even remotely correctly. Take the long way around. It's not going to take too long. We'll get a bit of an explore up here as well. Have a look at this lovely little scenic part of the map. There's a lovely little house down here. I think this is one of the other houses that you can purchase. It's really quite nice, just set away in the woods here. Yeah, that's a narrow gap, isn't it? Here we are. Yeah, it's really quite nice. There's nothing else that really comes with it. It's just a little driveway, but lovely little cobbled path. Yeah, if you wanted to start a farm on here and just like you were a farmhand perhaps working from here, it's pretty cool. I don't know if you can't open the door here. Maybe you've got to own the thing before you can open it. But yeah. Gorgeous house. Looks really cool. So, I think that's actually field 19. Just there. On the left, actually. Let me just check that. Jump into the map. Nope. That's field 7. Get my bearings one day. But yeah, this basically takes us right down to the roundabout just outside the town. So, yeah, this is us here on the right. This one here. So, finally, here we are. Now that I've finished faffing about, this is us. So, this will be our first contract on the map, won't it? I know it's not paying huge amounts of money, it's like I say, it's about 4 grand, but either way, let's get busy earning. Right, job completed. Please forgive me, ladies and gentlemen. I've just had this is a re-record of this particular segment because I fumbled the record button and I didn't actually press it properly. So, as I was nattering away to myself, I looked down and it wasn't recording, and I'd already turned in the contract, and I hadn't. I can't quit out and save it, otherwise I'll have to do the whole thing again. So, silly me. But yeah, we've turned in the contract, €4,238. So we're now at 32,991. So, excellent stuff. But in keeping with the theme, I suppose, of today's episode, in earning a couple of quid, we're going to crack on with another contract. Like I said before, we haven't got any field work we can be doing of our own. So I'm going to see if we can just increase the bank balance by a couple of quid. There is a baling contract. There's several baling contracts, obviously, on the map at the minute. But the one that pays the most, which tends to be the ones that I tend to beeline for. I'll scroll down the list, see which one's paying the most. It's a baling contract. It's a silage bale contract, so obviously we're going to have to mow, windrow, bale up and wrap. Now, I can do all of that apart from wrapping. We haven't got a bale wrapper on the farm at the minute. So what I'm going to do is we're going to lease one. The cheapest one I can lease is just over £2,000, €2,000, sorry, to lease the thing. Now, it's actually more financially beneficial if I was to lease and borrow the whole set of equipment to do the job from the farmer who's dishing out the contract. But I don't really want to do that. I'd much prefer to use my own equipment and just lease a wrapper from the dealership. Yes, I know it's not the most financially sensible thing. It's going to cost, well, I'll show you in a minute once I can. It's difficult to concentrate on talking and driving at the same time. It's a skill I haven't yet learned to master. Right, let's just pull this over here. There we go. Right, so let's jump into the contracts menu. So it's this one here, Field 15. as you can see there, it says use your own equipment or lease the equipment for a reward reduced by 662 quid. Now, obviously, that's more financially sensible. I'll get an entire Fendt 1050. I'll get the Krone Big M. I'll get a windrower, a baler, a telehandler, the bale fork, and a trailer. Goodness, though, I despise those trailers with the dolly axles on the front. They are a nightmare. And it's going to cost me just over £2,000 to lease the cheapest square bale wrapper. It's part of the Gavile pack. It's 52 grand to purchase it, and it's about 2,500, I think, to lease it. Which I know it's a lot more money than what they're offering to reduce the contract by. But I'd still much prefer to use my own equipment and just lose that. I know it's only a couple of grand, so I'm not going to split hairs over that too much. So we're still going to be getting a chunk of money back into the bank account. So that's, in my mind, that's all that matters. So we're going to crack on with that. So I'm going to take that on. So here we are, field 15. Let me just check once more time that is the one that's paying the most money. Yep, there it is. We do have a harvesting contract for red beets, but yeah, no, not a chance. I did one of those on what's it called? I've forgotten the name of the map now. The Polish map, Zielonka. Did one of those, and that was just an absolute nightmare. So no, never again. So yeah, that is the highest paying baling contract for now. So let's accept that one. There we go. Field 15. Now that's set over on the east side of the map, just over there. You see where the sell point is? I think it's meant to be like a cafe restaurant on the hill. It's that grass field there that's on the hill there. So I'm going to load up all of our equipment. I'm going to be using a bit of auto drive, a bit of course play to get all this done. So we want, where's my mowers actually? I think they're in here. Let me just go and check. We're going to need that, the windrower. Yeah, there we go. So we'll start off with the mowers, of course. We'll get them over to the field. And let's carry on earning some money. And this is a bit shy on fuel as well, isn't it? Yeah, do with filling that up and all. Let me just check what the other one's got in, actually. A bit more. Yeah, I think we'll use this one for now, actually. May as well. Let's go turn this one off. There we go. Right, so I'll go hook up the mowers, get over to the field. I shall see you over there in a few. Well, this is the field we're going to be working in, this one on the left, and it does seem to have quite a slope on it, doesn't it? Now, we can't actually access it from down here. We've got to go all the way around, up and round towards one of the sell points there, near the railway line. So we want to be hanging a left here. Thread our way through there. Nice one. Kind of the long way around, but it's got to be done. But yeah, it's if we just stop and take a look, it's on quite a slope, quite a hill, isn't it? I'm glad I've got a square baler and not a round baler. Let's be honest, I'd be rolling all over the place. So, get myself around there and get cracking. Right, here we are. So, silly me, as usual. There's always some kind of silly brain-dead mistake that I end up making. Or not a mistake, but it just slips in my mind. And I'm not going to need to run a separate job in here with a windrower, do I? Because this has the... it's quite a complicated and fancy mower setup. It has the option to drop a left swath, a right swath, or slap bang in the middle. So, I'll be able to do that, drop the swath right in the middle, and just go home, grab the baler, get them all baled up, and get them wrapped. So, that's... a considerable job that we've saved ourselves there by having this mower. So, let's crack on. Right, so that's the mowing and the baling all sorted. I have just rented myself the bale wrapper over at the store, and I'm going to go and pick that up, get them all wrapped up, and then come over here with the telehandler and the flatbed trailer, pick them all up, and we've got to take them up to the BGA up there, BGA Lindenhof. That's where the contract is telling us to send them to. But that was it was good fun. It was something of a challenge, I've got to admit, but I am very grateful for the fact that this thing has got the inflatable and deflatable tyre pressure part of it, as it was trying to drag its... because obviously, power-wise, it's got just enough to do it. The baler requires, I think, about 275 horsepower. This is knocking on the door of about 296. So when it comes to dragging quite a big baler up the hill, we were taking advantage of every single little pony that is under the bonnet of that thing. But with the tyres fully inflated, it was struggling on the hills. It was kind of just sitting there spinning the wheels, and I was obviously behind the scenes, so to speak, off camera. It was quite frustrating. But then I suddenly remembered about the tyre pressure thing, so I deflated the tyres, and boom, off it went. So spreading the load, it literally works. It's absolutely brilliant. But yeah, job done. We have created 30 bales, 6,000 litres each, so we've got 180,000 litres of grass here. So I'm pretty confident that's going to complete the contract, and maybe get us a little bit of extra income as well on top of the contract payment that we're going to receive. So all good, right? So I'm going to get this back anyway, back to the farm. As I say, we're going to go and pick up the bale wrapper from the shop. I'm going to get this bit done off camera, the wrapping and the picking up of the bales, and I'll pick you up when we're in the telehandler and on the way to the BGA. So, see you in a wee while's time. Something tells me we are going to do very well off this contract. Now, clearly miscounted, because what did I say before? 30 bales. Well, it's actually 38. There we go. If I bring up the heads-up display, that's us completely finished the contract, and now we've just earned, what's that? 2,000 quid, isn't it? Pretty much. Just over. But yeah, I've just bought 18 bales up here, 16 on the trailer and 2 on the forks, and that has taken the contract to completely completed. So that's brilliant, and we've still got 20 bales left in the field. But yeah, I must have miscounted. I'd said 30, but we've actually got 38. So it's all good. But yeah, we're going to do very well off of this. So let's just drop that one in there. So what are we getting? We're getting £1,000 a bale, give or take a bit, for the sake of not being too accurate. But yeah, £1,000 a bale. That's all right. And we've got 20 in the field still. So that's what? Well, 20 grand, isn't it? This is brilliant. Right, so let's hook this thing back up. I'll go pick up the last of them. Now this thing does struggle. It really does, coming up the hills. I'm going to need to reverse this a bit better, aren't I? I'm going to get that turned around in here. So back to the field. I'll pick up the last lot. I'm going to try and get all of them in one go. As I said, I had 16 on the trailer and 2 on the forks, and it was pretty heavily loaded. I'm sure I'll be able to get another 2 on there. But yeah, I'll pick you back up when we're on the way back up here. And in next week's episode, when we make it to the BGA. This is struggling, this one. 70? Chance would be a fine thing. This isn't even the steep bit either. We've got a 22% incline to get to yet. See you in a few days. 3 whole miles an hour. This is the 22% incline bit. Goodness me. We'll get there eventually. But interestingly as well, if you have a look at the numbers by the speedometer there on the left-hand side, that the information bit that tells you what you're carrying, it seems that 2 of the bales I'm carrying haven't actually fermented. When you do silage contracts, I'm sure we're all familiar. We don't have to wait for the bales to ferment, do we? You wrap them and they're instantly fermented for the purposes of doing the contract. But yeah, it seems that 2 of them, because these are 6,000 litre bales, haven't fermented, which is a bit of a shame. So the 20 grand a bale the 20 grand for the bales that I've got on me here might end up being just over 18, I suppose. Oh goodness me, 2 miles an hour. Come on, you. To be fair, We have got something of a weight on us. I get that. See you in a bit. Right, here's the last of them. Carefully driven and loaded in, clearly. There we go. Thank you very much. So, all in all, let me just reverse myself back down from here. Bring that boom down, bring the boom in. There we go. That will do. So, let's have a quick look-see into the finances menu first of all. 23,132 quid we've made from the extra bales. Now that total doesn't include any environmental score reward we got, but that's okay. But now we're at 53,487 quid. And we haven't even turned in the contract yet. So, there we are. Completed. Collect. Boom. 66, just over 66.5 grand. That is awesome. So considering we've done absolutely nothing with our own fields, our own farm today, apart from just keep our cows and animals fed and do a bit of manure shifting and slurry shifting, I think this is the most money we've made in a day here. Now, the whole purpose of this series isn't to make huge amounts of money and, you know, just see how big we can get the bank balance to be. The purpose of this series is just to enjoy this map, because it is an absolutely beautiful place to be. It really is. It's just gorgeous. Every time you look at anywhere on the map, you're just left with a bit of a wow. Like this. I know we've seen it before, I'm sorry, but it's a cow barn. Look at it. It's incredible. It really is. Anyway, yeah, we've done right. We've done good. 66.5 grand is all good with me. And we're just about to knock on the door at midday, so all that done in a morning's work, that's all right. That'll do. So, I think for today's episode, ladies and gentlemen, now we've finally made it to the BGA, I am going to call it here and say thank you very much for watching. I really do hope you've enjoyed the video and found it a little bit of fun. As always, if you're new to the channel and you like my content, you like the way I'm doing things, please consider hitting that subscribe button, jumping on board, joining the channel. Please give the video a like if you can. It does do wonders, helps the YouTube algorithm do its thing. And as always, there are a host of links in the video description below with my Giants Partner promo code. If any of you are in the market for purchasing a DLC, an add-on, a season pass, or even the full game itself, and you like the idea of helping a content creator out and supporting their channel, as always, I would be hugely appreciative. So thanks again for your time, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.
Thank you.